So you really don't know any more about that person than what they're able to show you or give you, either on the form,
whether they're telling the truth
or
or
on
not.
their page or their
Right.
photographs. Okay, and in the old days, a lot of the dates and matches and stuff were made through friends and families,
Right.
or at work through coworkers, and a lot of these people would say, "Hey, I know somebody that you might like. I think y'all would get along real well." And that person that knows you and knows the other person is doing some of that computer
Well, that's
work.
kind of blind date, right?
Well, it is. They're all blind dates,
Yeah.
whether it's a computer blind date or a work
Okay.
or a family blind date. So what the person that knows you is starting to turn the gears and thinking, I think these two might get along.
Right.
Okay. So then we started thinking, and that's a good thing. That's missing from all these sites. To the best of my knowledge, that part of it is missing.
Leave your dashed hopes and dreams at the door. It's time for Carl and Mike.
Welcome, Carl and Mike,
The numbers are moving fast. That's
number 18. Yeah, that's
shows
where
how professional
high
we are.
tech
That's
we
how
are here.
how high tech we are. If the counter's moving, that means it's working.
Yes. How you doing
Good.
on this cold, wet, rainy,
It's good.
wintry morning?
Well, this morning I got up and it was raining. It'd been raining all night, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to tweak the drainage on my lot. So it's raining like a son of a bitch. I'm out there in rubber shoes and a jacket, hoeing troughs so it'll drain better.
Sounds like
That's
a
my
great
life.
way to spend the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how I spent the morning.
Really?
Woke me up.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
How I spent the morning was hitting the snooze button over and over again.
How many times do you hit the snooze button?
Today,
Yeah.
probably 4 or 5.
Ooh, how much time you get
9
in between
minutes.
each hit?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. Now, why? See, ours
Or
does.
isn't it 9? Yeah, I think it's 9.
Is it 9?
my
Why,
iPhone.
why is it? Why isn't it 10 minutes? What's the deal with 9 minutes?
I like it that it's 9. 10 minutes is too
I know,
long.
but somebody sat down in a room and said, okay, because ours is 9 minutes,
Right.
and said, okay, and they went, okay, and they gavelled it in.
Well, here's
and
the deal.
said
If it's
it's
5
9
minutes,
minutes.
it's too damn short. You don't feel like you really stole any time. At 9 minutes, you feel like you got something for your
Yeah.
money. You go 20 minutes, that'd be too long.
Yeah, you feel like you're a loser.
Yeah.
Well, no, probably not.
No.
You
Nine-
get more sleep. In
Maybe you don't get. Maybe you don't. Maybe they did it on brain stuff, so you don't get deep enough in 9 minutes.
So they
but you
want to
still
let
get
you
enough
get just deep enough before you get jolted.
That it
back
feels
into
satisfying. And
No,
yet-
it really doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You know, I've gotten to the point where I can't hear. Is the alarm clock on your side of the bed or Suzanne's?
What's the phone? We use the iPhone.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
So each one of you got your own alarm clock?
basically, yeah.
Yeah. No,
I don't hear hers. I only hear mine.
ours is on Nita's side.
Yeah. Well, then you want to hear it.
No, I really don't.
Yeah, so. That's why you got to have one on each
Yeah.
side. See,
But she's up.
but she's up probably a different time than you.
Sometimes, but most of the times we get up. I mean, we set it at 5 o'clock.
5 a.m.
Yeah, that's
That's just-
a.m. You know, that's
You're one of those people.
well,
You're a morning person, aren't you?
when I'm up and awake. Yeah, I'm a morning
You're a
person.
morning
I
person.
like
Why
it.
don't
Yeah.
you just embrace your morning personness?
Yeah. No.
Being a night person, I despise and disdain. No, not despise.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a
I'm
different
jealous.
thing. Huh?
I'm a night person.
Well, so is Wally. Y'all are
Yeah.
now. Is it a copywriter thing?
It
What
must
is the
be
deal?
a copywriter thing.
Or is that when you can like snag words easier?
You know,
what is it?
late
The
at
quiet?
night when it's quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something
Yeah.
about it that I don't know.
Well, you know, there were times when I was working late at night designing, it seemed to be better. It was the quiet, the stillness of it. So I kind of get that, but then I'd go, nah, I'll just wait till the morning.
you know,
That's because we try and get to bed around. We'll stay up long enough to watch a little bit of Jon Stewart and laugh.
Yeah.
Because I want to go to bed with a laugh. You know.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, I
we're
loved his little thing with Obama.
oh, I didn't see it. What did he say?
Well, just there was built-in stuff with Obama where he just kind of. Did you see where he nailed him on the little disrespect again with the clapping when he said he wasn't running for elections?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won twice.
Yeah, I love that. He does seem to have a bit of an attitude of saying, I don't really give a fuck anymore as far as you guys. I tried to get along. It's kind of like where you try to get along with somebody and then at some point you just say, fuck it.
Would they say that he's being uppity?
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're saying that he should be more cognizant of the fact that he lost the election, at the midterms. Like they gave a crap and rallied around Obama on October in 2009.
He keeps asking, I keep waiting. Show me your ideas.
Yeah, they don't have any ideas.
But the thing
no,
that
they,
I like
they want to come up with an abortion.
The deal, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that got voted down. They're not going to do that.
Oh no, they're going to do something symbolic.
We're going to do a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
Okay, are they going to let everybody know that it's a symbolic vote?
No.
Which, in other words, when they say symbolic, is that copywriter speak for empty?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Pretty much.
No, the thing that I like the most is where he was ticking off all this good news about the economy, and then he looked over on their side and he goes, "Oh, that's good news, by the way," or something to that effect, and kind of laughed and smirked at him and winked. I love the wink.
I love the wink.
Oh,
Obama's free. It's like he's free
Yeah.
of all this. He's kind of Jackie Robinson. He really had to come in and try to work and, do the whole purple America thing. We're not red America, we're not blue America. But he had nobody to play with on that.
no, just start swinging for the fences.
Even though, if there ever was a time to be purple America, it was 2008 when the thing went down.
Yeah.
I got to say something on this, and I'll put some links to it. I was blown away with something that I saw. And this guy, I think it's called Geo Bing, his site is something like that. What he did is he in Detroit went and took Google Street Views of streets in Detroit in 2009.
Ooh.
And then shows them in 2014.
Yeah.
Now, this was stunning to me, and I don't know, I guess it just
Better
never...
or worse?
Well, let me explain it to you. So you look at it on 2009, and I swear to God, Michael, it could be, it looked like a little suburban street here in Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, nice, I mean, it was a little lower income, but nice.
Yeah.
Nice grass, nice
Yeah.
houses, all the way down, right? When you look at, then he goes with a live picture of 2014 and goes down the same block, right? Same block of these beautiful homes. It looks Katrina. It's like Katrina. These houses are boarded up, destroyed, all of them.
Yeah.
It's like unbelievable. So
See-
there was these neighborhoods, which just, I mean, it really, if you want to see the effect of the 2008 collapse.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. All you need to do is look at those streets.
Yeah.
Now, the Republicans, I guess, are going to argue that all those beautiful little homes were financed by whatever, were given loans to lower to middle income black. But you know what? So what they're asking for out of this is a complete. They're talking about the way we do things when we have something like this. This thing that happened in 2008, right? That these people shouldn't have been kicked out of their homes. That these homes should not be sold to investor or bankers because it just turned it in.
That's who's buying the stuff now.
Turned it into
That's
Katrina.
Yeah, the people that tanked it are some of the ones that are putting together investor groups, and they're going and buying these houses.
Yeah.
The bankers, and it. God, I wish Elizabeth Warren was in some position where she could really chew on their nuts. She's doing a good job now, but Detroit, it's really, really sad to see what's happened to it. And I've only been to Detroit a couple of times, but that was in I'd say middle 80s, and it was starting to go down.
Right.
At that point, there was a place called the Rouge plant. Have you ever
Right.
heard of that?
Right.
It's this huge, massive thing that's all black with soot. And it was surrounded by parking lots, and it was empty. at the time. Nobody was working on it, and I'm not sure exactly what all they did. My impression is that they would, you know,
Well,
whatever. It's gone.
well, I got to say, from my viewpoint, which I think is probably typical of people in America, was that Detroit was been kind of like looking like Detroit looks now for years and years and years and
Yeah.
years, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be sections that were
Yeah.
in Detroit around the industrial
Yeah.
areas,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
suburban, the little houses with the little pink houses for you and me.
Yeah.
I mean, that was all there,
Yeah.
and that place looks like Katrina, and it's all because they didn't lower. Even though the house's value, if your value of your house goes down to like $20,000, you're not going to pay $4,000 on taxes on it.
No.
Okay, so they didn't lower the tax rate, which they should have.
They didn't lower the mortgage
They
rate.
They didn't lower the mortgage rate. They treated it as if it was whatever price you bought it, without making any adjustments. They sold it to some investor who I don't know why did nothing with it and turned into rows and rows and rows of Katrina. But all man-made.
And now they're trying to bulldoze them, and they don't have the money.
Right. But I mean, if they would have left the people in the house and let time work its way through,
Yeah.
they would have
Oh, yeah.
collected money.
Yeah.
They would have
Yeah.
they'd have a neighborhood, and these people, I don't know where these people went, but they were keeping up these houses. So I'm going to put a link in our show notes on carlandmike.net to this. You've got to see it. It's just, it blew me away when I saw it. Really.
Yeah. Well, there's some. I've looked at on, and we've talked about this website. This is a great website, by the way, darkroastedblend.com. And they have different sections on different. It's usually photographic or video kind of things. Some articles, but one of the sections that's my favorite is abandoned areas and abandoned buildings. And go in there and search it and look for abandoned Detroit, and you cannot believe some of the stuff that's abandoned.
And I always thought it was because, industry left and moved to Texas or whatever. But no, there's a lot of this is because of this housing thing.
Yeah, no.
So I really,
Yeah.
I question the wisdom of the choices, the process that we make or the system makes
yeah,
when when a thing like this happens.
yeah.
There needs to be change.
This brings up another point. You've got Rick Perry, our governor in Texas, who touts, Texas is creating all these jobs and stuff like that. There's a difference between creating a new job and poaching, stealing, buying a job from, say, Southern California, the way they did with Toyota.
All right. So it's just transferring jobs. It's not
Yeah, they're
creating
just
jobs.
transferring jobs. So our gain is their loss. So we're not really gaining any new jobs. And it's not just their loss, but the other places that Toyota's got some offices, it's all consolidating to Dallas. Okay, that's great for Dallas. Because, more people, greater tax base, but we buy that. The city of Frisco or whoever it is out there that's Coppell or whoever, I don't know. It's one of those northern new cities, New America. That part of town is New America. So New America has gone out and bought jobs from other parts of the country with taxes, with incentives, with, whatever. And some of that is kind of contributed to Detroit and places like that too, I think.
Yeah, people moved.
Yeah,
I
they
remember
moved
in the 80s when
Oh.
I moved to Texas, it was like the joke was last one out of Michigan, turn out the lights.
Yeah. I remember
remember
it
that?
too because that's when Texas changed. It wasn't Texas anymore. It was all these,
Yeah.
Cheesehead and Lake State people and, coming
Midwestern
down.
copywriters.
We'd never, and everybody came down here. In fact, it was real weird because we were in Los Angeles in 77, came back in 80, and it was almost like it was a different town.
Really?
Oh,
Changed
yeah.
that
There was
much
that
from
many people.
77
Yeah,
to
and
80.
that's when all that stuff.
that's all the baby
all that
boomers,
stuff
right?
north of LBJ. That's all fueled by people coming in from the north.
Oh, so that explains
No, and I asked several people. I said, "Why do y'all want to live out there?" And they go, because it's all new. They like the new. So they were moving from older cities where things were old and decaying,
Right.
and they like the new.
New house, new
New
trees,
house,
new lawn.
yeah, new, chilies and that whole bullshit out there.
Well, I think it also spread because there was too many coming through. There wasn't space to, you had to expand out.
Yeah, no, you did, and
And in Texas, being as flat as it is, you can expand for
it's just really a shame to see some of these older cities that, I mean, like Detroit, which has got an important history in the whole development of the United States. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
And now you see that it's just almost like it's abandoned, or it's slowly being abandoned. And so let's say it winds up being that way, and it looks like that city that's, this is another thing on Dark Roasted Blend. There's some city, I forget the name of it, that was outside Chernobyl. And it's just, have you seen pictures of that thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just all of a sudden gone. Nobody's there.
I think cities have to adapt to the changing economy, right? Pittsburgh was a steel town, and Pittsburgh suffered for a long time until they adapted.
Yeah.
It moved from the industrial age to the information age, and information age was Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And I think that happens. I think, and cities are kind of like people. You either change or it passes you by, and I don't think
Cities are people, my friend, too.
corporations and cities, Michael,
Yeah.
now are people. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm speaking metaphorically.
Yeah.
They got to change, and the car industry changed. It went away. Now, why? It for a while it just went away. Now it went to Mexico. Now it's in Alabama and stuff like that. I don't know why it didn't come back to Detroit.
Unions. I'll give you one. Yeah, that's why a lot of the stuff moved. A lot of the plants for assembly and stuff moved to the south. It's no unions.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
probably. Yeah.
No, I know. I mean, at least that's what we've been told down here in the South. I don't know what people up north have been told about why their jobs are moving to the South, but that's basically it. Tax incentives and no unions, so you don't have to do that.
You think about it. This whole country. I mean, slavery, as much as I don't know. Yes, it was a race issue thing, but it was really an economic thing. It was just getting labor at the cheapest amount.
Yeah.
And back then they couldn't ship it to China, so they brought slaves in. The exodus from Detroit for the unions, just trying to get the lowest wage. Keeping the minimum wage down to $10 to whatever it is now, $8 or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
it's all about
cheap labor. So, in the
businesses
beginning,
getting the most money out of people.
in the beginning here, it was slaves, black slaves in from Africa, right?
Right.
And then there was Chinese came in from the West Coast.
At the West Coast, during the gold rush.
Right, and we need cheap labor, and it's
labor.
coming up from Mexico,
Right.
Central America.
Right, so that happened, right? And
The next one's going to be the Canucks.
is it going after
the
Canadians?
hose heads are going to be, We'll have to pay them in loonies, though, I guess.
Yeah, toonies and loonies.
Toonies.
We have a $2. There's a $2 coin.
Oh, and it's called a toonie?
Yeah.
Oh, that would make
Loonies
sense.
a single.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they made toonies.
Yeah, toonies.
Oh.
Our $2 thing. See, they did it in coin. That was
Yeah.
probably smarter.
Oh, well, yeah, it works with vending machines. They were actually thinking ahead, yeah.
Well, we don't do that. Yeah.
No, we
we
can't.
react at the
It's-
very last minute.
Yeah.
It's the American way, Michael.
It is.
Anyway, so have you been switching subjects? We like to with the Academy Awards are coming. We like to try to watch the movies that are up for Best Picture before the Academy Awards. So that's our little thing. So we're right now in our movie season where we're actually
really?
going.
So
sometimes
you're
you go to
actually
movies.
spending money and going to the movies.
Yes.
Holy shit! What do you save up all year for this one?
No, we're very smart about it. So we go over to Valley View there. You can go to a movie at Valley View for under $5.
No.
Yes. Same movie at North Park's 13.
Why is it so cheap? Well, it's the
Because
dog
Valley View is
mall.
an empty mall.
It's an empty mall.
Except for
now.
the theater. But you
No
know what they've
kidding.
done in there? They put all these art galleries and stuff. They've given it over to artists.
Yeah,
So it's kind of interesting mall because it's a dead mall.
it's a dead mall. They're just waiting to bulldozer.
Yeah. But they've got this beautiful theater there. I mean, nice, really nice sized theater. And
See,
then they've
that's-
got these art galleries inside the mall now.
Yeah.
You should go. And the movies, same movie, first run, are cheap, cheap, cheap.
See, have you been reading the articles lately about the big malls dying around the
Yeah.
country? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, not to get off the movie thing, but that is
That-
another,
That's going to continue.
Yeah.
I just bought a pair of sneakers yesterday on Amazon.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna. No, it wasn't even Amazon. It was
Yeah.
somebody else. I mean, how much are you buying online now that
Well,
you used to buy at the
you
mall?
see, it's the kind of thing, it used to be the Prestonwood, which was north, just not very far from Valley View at all. We called that the Dog Mall. But when it started, it was pretty cool. It had a Neiman's in it, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Then
Well, North Park is
then it became
thriving.
the Dog Mall, and they wiped it clean.
Right.
And then now I think Valley View's going to get wiped clean. But North Park, I mean, that place cooks.
But
It
that's a
rocks.
high-end mall.
Well, part of it is, part of it's
No,
not.
it is. All of it is.
Well, I mean,
have you been in North Park lately?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, that's high-end
that's where we
mall.
go. I mean,
Yeah.
one strip between Neiman's and Nordstrom is a lot higher end than
Yeah,
the other
okay.
side. But
But I mean, Walmart affected malls.
Yeah.
And the internet. I
Yeah.
think those two things.
yeah, but we buy a lot of stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably buy more of my clothes online.
And quite frankly, I would have thought this would have happened sooner.
Yeah,
Because think about on the other side of the fence, on the business side of the fence, having 300 stores is a lot
Yeah.
of money
yeah.
going out before you make a profit.
Well, I think
For everybody who bought a JCPenney online, JCPenney
We're
would
going to
save
see a lot
lot
of those stores go down.
Yeah,
I mean, literally
agree.
go down.
We are.
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been a mall built in America, I don't think, in the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
None.
yeah.
0 malls. So, I mean,
We be saturated.
we'd be not investing in malls anymore.
Yeah.
So, and it'll be interesting to see how that changes. I do think there's a way to, I don't know, a way to use it as a showcase place. Not even something you would buy, but to try stuff on or look and feel and touch. I don't know.
There's that whole showroom concept where you go in, you see all the stuff there, and I think Restoration Hardware is doing that. But see, that kind of pisses me off. In fact, we won't go. We last time we went to Restoration Hardware, we went in there, found something we wanted to buy it, and they said, "Well, give us your address where to ship it."
You can't buy it at Restoration
No.
Hardware?
Very few things can you
Wow.
buy there now. And so what they do is that then they just ship it to you.
Right.
But they also charge you shipping for it.
Right.
Okay. And so basically what they're doing is they're offloading all their shipping costs onto the customer.
That's gonna be a battle.
That fucking pissed me off. I won't buy anything there again.
You won't?
No. Will
Because
not
of the
buy it.
shipping. If there would have
Yeah,
been free shipping, you would buy again?
maybe, but it was the inconvenience.
'Cause like I'm here and you won't give it
we
to
were,
me?
We were
Yeah.
ready to get it then. We wanted it then. We found something we've been looking for, and we were going to have to wait for them to ship it. Now, if they pay for the shipping, you can bet your sweet ass it's going to be a slow boat, right?
Right.
So you get it in a week and a half. Don't want it now.
Yeah.
We're
See,
Americans. We want it now. We want what we want when we want it.
That's why Amazon's moving to same-day deliveries, right?
Yeah.
That's where it's going. And that'll be because of you, Michael, with your lack of patience.
Oh, speaking of drones, I read this morning. The first time I'd heard about this, they had a drone crash trying to bring in 6 pounds of meth from the Mexican side.
Get out.
Yeah, and what all they did was
6
they
pounds
said
of meth?
6 pounds of meth. They said it was a little heavy, and so the drone went down. So what have they learned on the other side?
5 pounds
Try
of meth.
5 pounds, and let's see
So
if we can get that
the
across.
bad guys are sending meth across the border to be picked up by
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah, they're droning it over the fence.
Wow.
So you know those
Those fences,
those
those walls.
20-foot walls and 21-foot ladders. Who gives a shit about
So
that?
you're saying,
flying
yeah,
that stuff
Al
over.
Qaeda can just
Yeah.
take the bomb, drone
Yeah,
it over,
just
and
drone
drop
it
it.
over and land it in the back of a pickup that's moving. Gone.
Oh,
God, it's a
you're painting a dark scenario
it's a
here.
good thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Drones. It's going to be the whole new thing, isn't it?
Well,
be drone wars.
Yeah, no. I mean, what are you going to do? You're
You're going to have drone wars.
Well, you'll have a bunch of people with shotguns blowing them out of the sky trying,
Yeah.
but they'll be flying too high. They'll be
Yeah.
flying too high.
Well, at some point they got to land. Yeah, I still like that old joke. You know, the guy shoots a thing, got me, got me a box of Pampers.
Well, I think what would be good is if Estes rockets, used to make those little hobby rockets.
Yeah.
Now what they start producing is ground-to-air missiles that are meant to intercept the drones. Sweet.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, you build your own battery of toy rockets.
I don't know if I can. I mean, it sounds like it's coming. It just seems like a weird world to me because I look at how often FedEx and UPS are coming around. If they're all on drones, you're gonna have all these. It's gonna be like these gnats in the air.
Are they just gonna be up above the streets that we have now and follow
Yeah.
that same pathway, or are they gonna?
Yeah,
Are they gonna
well-
be allowed to cut across neighborhoods?
And do you want to look up and hear the bzzing, and
Or
there's a bunch
see 'em?
of
No,
they're
fuck
like
no.
giant
Fuck
little things carrying.
just so you can get something a little bit quicker? No.
I don't know if that's the world I want to live in terms
Well,
of
you know,
the sky filled with drones.
but Carl, this is
I don't know.
technology.
Am I being
This-
old
this
fashioned?
is- you're the one that's
it
buying
just
off
'cause
on
it's
all
new?
this technology
I
shit.
love the
and it's-
technology stuff. I
Yeah,
was
well,
never a big fan of
this
drones.
is flying technology.
I mean, I always remember the kid. Remember when you were a kid and they had that guy and he'd have the model plane, and he'd
Yeah.
fly it
Yeah, oh,
around
yeah,
there,
yeah.
and then of course it would invariably crash. So
Are you talking about the ones that were on the wire or the ones that were like
either one,
remote?
they always crashed.
Yeah.
Those guys spent more time fixing the plane and the crash
Oh,
in their
yeah.
garage than they actually did flying it.
Well, there's going to be there will be crashes.
Well, no, I'm sure there'll be crazy little shit that happens too.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna have drones in the air and driverless cars.
Yeah.
There's our transportation.
Yeah.
2020.
And they're already
something.
starting to I forget where it was I read this about drones. And people loading cameras on them. They're trying to keep them from flying over people's backyards and dropping
look-
down and looking in windows. So we're doing a little pee-pie with the drones. I'm
Really?
sorry. Yes. I mean
I
that's
think
some,
you'd swat that thing down,
well, you'd think.
and then you lose your drone. But the drones are so cheap, I guess it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
What, you're saying people program the drones to go in and look through the windows?
Well, they can. I'm not.
You're saying they could right
don't
now.
know
The
if
technology
I don't know
exists.
if they are now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you're flying.
definitely
it
they
down,
could go
you're saying,
around
"I
in
wanna
your
go look through that
backyard."
window."
They
Yeah,
definitely
but
could go through your
they're
back-
using them to fly around above real estate, above a house. Especially large houses with
Right, right,
estates.
right.
They
To
want
give a- put
give a
the-
sense
put a
of what it
video
is.
of-
Yeah. Instead of doing a helicopter flyover, it's cheaper
Right,
to do a
yeah.
drone flyover.
Sure,
Duh.
sure.
And so it's just another way that they're using to market those houses. But, there's going to be people that are going to do creepy shit with drones.
Yeah.
There are going to be there's people that do creepy shit with any kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily technology's fault on that situation. It'd be the people using it. The part that I'm leery of on the drones is I don't want to look up in the sky and see 35 little things carrying boxes of Pampers.
Correct. Well, you're ready.
It's kind of like sky pollution,
It is sky pollution. Yes, it is.
but that's going to happen, isn't it?
Oh, well, I think there's a chance that it might.
Yeah. I don't think there's even a chance. I think it's going to happen. And then I guess it would be the same thing if they were flying cars, and I like that when I saw the Jetsons.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, but then everybody's flying.
Yeah.
And you're flying.
But then that still would be would be up in the skies filled with cars.
Yeah, but
That would be kind of a drag. What
well,
was there?
It's car pollution now on the ground, so all you're doing is moving it up about.
Yeah, but
10 or
then we'd
15
have
feet.
both. We'd have it on the ground and we'd have it in the
Well,
air.
you'd have to do away with regular cars.
Yeah. They want to do away with regular cars. You get too many roads built.
No, that's,
We're not going to dig up all those roads. No, it would be a lot of parks. No, there'd
Yeah.
be more houses. That's
yeah.
what it would be.
I don't know.
Yes. What else going on?
Well, remember that thing that we talked about as far as the dating service?
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Sure.
Okay. What the hell? Okay. I've got.
So is this a Michael idea? This is a Carl and Mike trademarked big idea.
Well, this is
my art
trademark
one?
big idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is thought leadership, but it's
This is-
also trademark thought leadership. Okay.
So send if you run with this as a business, send the residual checks to
Yeah, Carl and
Carl and
Mike.
Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Hit me with the
And
big
we
idea.
take cash. We will get for a cash payment. We will give them what 15-20% discount.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's the terms of the deal. Okay, here's the thing. I got 3 kids, and all 3 of them have used these dating services: Match, eHarmony, whatever
Right.
the fuck they're called. I don't know. YouandMeBabe.com. I don't know. Whatever.
I think Match, eHarmony.
Yeah.
OK Cupid.
Okay, Cupid. Okay.
There you go.
All right. And so not having done that, and you haven't done that either.
No, I
I
have
really
not.
don't have any direct personal experience with it, but I do
But
know
your kids
people. I
do.
do, yeah, my kids do, and I do know people our age who have used it. Okay, some of them successfully. When I say successfully, they've gone out and had dates. Have they met the absolute, person of their dreams? Yeah, I'm trying to think about that. I'm not sure that I've. There may be a couple of people that have. I don't know, but anyway. And Carl and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, and it's most of these things, you basically what they rely on is you filling out a form, right? This is what I'm saying about myself.
Right.
I'm
And here's what I like.
yeah,
Which
here's
is basically me.
yeah, here's
I want
what
a
I
mini
like.
me.
Yeah,
On the opposite
yeah.
side.
And
So
so
the
what
same
you're
size
looking
thing.
for is a mini me.
Yeah.
And so then the computers, you submit this because
So I like tennis. I like
yeah, I like
this.
tennis. I like movies.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. Whatever.
I like to
that-
go out and hunt.
Right,
blah
right.
blah blah. And so what they'll do is they'll put. And I don't know. Do they ask you what you want in a person? Do you say I need somebody that's blonde? That's I think they give you get a age range and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what all it is, but anyway. Again, we're coming at this kind of ignorant because we haven't done that, but and then the computers churn and churn and churn and send you out your matches, and they're like 97% match or 88% or whatever, and you look through them and then you start batting back and forth emails or tweets or text or something.
Right.
So there's still no direct contact.
So what is Perry like? Perry's used this, right?
Yeah.
So there's no fire. So he's had dates from Match, or the kids have had
Yeah, I
dates.
think
And
he's had- I
what
think
is the
he's had a
problem
couple.
if you've got a 97% match on the surface? To me, it would seem like that should be a good
Well,
thing.
okay.
You got
here-
everything you
okay,
wanted.
I'll use one of my daughters
Okay.
who's done it a lot more. I mean, she is like culling the herd with the shit.
Okay.
Oh, buddy, she is working it
She's working the
hard.
system.
Yeah, she is
All right.
working it hard. And so she has all these dates. One of these guys was like a pilot.
Yeah.
Okay, and he lives in Hong Kong. Okay, so he's a pilot in Hong Kong. He comes on and says that he's going to be in Austin to help his parents move into a house, or so he really wants to get together with her and all this kind of stuff. Well, and he was going to be in town, or going to be in the stateside for like a couple of weeks. So she got all fired. They were talking and getting all excited with each other and everything, and she was really looking forward to it. Well, he neglected to mention that he's got an old girlfriend who he had also been contacting, who was also going to be there to see him, and it's almost like Zebo was a placeholder for this, and it just
So let me wait here,
there's
though.
bullshit like that goes on
you
all
don't.
the time.
If I'm online, you don't want to date a pilot from Hong Kong. That's like a truck driver
Well,
from Oklahoma a
yeah,
few years ago.
yeah, but
those guys always have a little something on the side
well,
because they're always traveling around the world.
Well,
right there, there's a red flag. Red flag right there.
Yes, and I know that, and you know that, but somebody that's younger thinks, "Oh, pilot, cool."
Yeah, I got it.
And so that's different than what I do, and it sounds cool, and it's romantic, and they go to all these great places, and
they should all have lots of things in common.
yeah, supposedly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you saying the person lied, or what are you saying?
It is lying, but there's a lot more
Embellishment.
omission.
Oh, omission.
Yes.
That isn't on the sheet.
So would you call it lying, or just failing
Well,
to fill
I
in
call it
all
lying
the
if
blanks?
there was a blank on the thing and they didn't fill it out.
Okay,
that would
yeah.
be omission.
Yeah.
But if there's no blank to ask
Yeah.
that question, then no, they didn't do
Yeah,
anything wrong.
exactly. So you really don't know any more about that person than what they're able to show you or give you, either on the form
whether they're telling the truth
or
not.
on their page or their
Right.
photographs. Okay, And so you really don't have that. We started talking about the way it was done in the old days. And in the old days, a lot of the dates and matches and stuff were made through friends and families
Right.
or at work through coworkers. And a lot of these people would say, hey, I know somebody that you might like. I think y'all would get along real well. And that person that knows you and knows the other person is doing some of that computer
Well,
work.
that's kind of blind date, right?
Well, it is. They're all blind dates.
Yeah.
Whether it's a computer blind date or a work
Okay.
or a family blind date. So what the person that knows you is starting to turn the gears and thinking, I think these two might get along.
Right.
Okay. So then we started thinking, and that's a good thing. That's missing from all these sites. To the best of my knowledge, that part of it is missing. And so
Friend recommendations.
Right. And so let's say that you had a friend that wanted, let's say it was somebody our age. We won't give it, just say it's somebody our age. And they're looking for somebody. And so we started thinking, rather than fill out the forms, or you can still fill out the forms and do all that other BS that you're doing about yourself, but you select a dozen people that you know and you've known well, family members, friends since junior high, college friends, professional friends, all these acquaintances, people that have known you for a long time and that you have experience with and they have experience with you, and you ask each one of those people to then do a 2 to 3 minute video. It has to be a video. It cannot be something written.
So
I
use
want to
their
be able.
iPhone.
I want to be able to see these people's facial expressions and watch them and how they react when they're talking about that person. Okay.
So you're asking your friends, a group of friends, to do a 2 to 3 minute video
Yeah.
on your behalf.
Yeah.
Telling a prospective suitor,
Right.
for lack of a better word, why you're a good person to date.
Yeah. Now, also these dozen people that you've got surrounding yourself.
I think
now.
a dozen's a lot.
Well, okay, 6, whatever you want to do. Let's do 8. Okay, 6 or 8, whatever. So what you have is these people that are talking about you, giving somebody who is a stranger to you kind of a sense of who you are.
Right.
You also automatically get a sense of who their friends are.
Right.
That you person, and that
tells you a lot,
That
too.
tells you an awful lot. See, that always happens after you meet with somebody in Match.com. Y'all date a few times, and then you get to the point where you're trying to introduce them to your friends. Okay, and you've told your friends some things, but it's not the same deal. So basically, what it is, and then is you're getting a sense of that individual through what their friends say, which is kind of old school shit.
Right.
Okay. But also, these friends are also doing pass-through acquaintances. They said, I really think, these friends are now listening to all these other people talk about you, and they may have an idea of somebody that they know that you might get along with. So they pass that person through to the center.
All right. So this is
Center
kind of
of
an
the
app.
circle.
This is like a Match.com app. You go
Yeah.
in, you fill out some
Yeah.
kind of form.
Yeah.
You get your 6 friends. They do videos.
Yeah.
And then people can come and not only look at what you say about yourself, but they can see what your friends say about you
Yeah.
to make their decision of whether they want to
Yeah.
date you or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna poke at this
Okay, cool.
because I could see this happening. So I'm a guy, right? I go, I see this girl, she seems nice, and then I start to see her friends' videos, and then it turns out I like this friend.
Well, those friends are not available because they're people that are married or whatever.
Well, they could be available. You don't
Well,
know.
they could be.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
That's always a possibility.
But you're saying
but
we
that's
need
a
to bring in-
possibility with Match too. You
Yeah.
get in, you start dating somebody,
You go
and,
meet their
and then you
friend.
introduce your friends, and you go, "Whoa, like her better."
Yeah.
And that does happen, I'm sure.
So you're saying what's missing from the computer model is the human being.
Yeah, the human touch.
So you're saying here's the
That
Carl and
human
Mike dating
interaction.
service
Yeah.
that we're going to bring in. The
that
human
extended family interaction.
I don't know if I want do you want your mom doing a 2-minute video?
Well, you
on
don't
you?
have to do your mom.
Yeah.
It could be you've got a
Well,
real
who
good
you choose
relationship
tells
with
you
a brother.
too.
Yes.
Or if you can't really
Absolutely.
even get 6 friends together.
Absolutely. In other words, yeah, if it's just friends, you don't include anybody in your family. You go, well, I guess all his family's dead, or they don't get along, or something. That says something right there. I think, and yeah,
All right, but all right, so I've got all that set up.
uh-huh,
Now somebody comes in and they looks at it,
uh-huh.
and they're interested in me, but do they have their videos with all their friends?
Yeah,
So they have to do it too.
yeah. I think
So I get to see their friends. It has to
I
be a
think-
mutual.
yeah, I
We see
think-
each other's
yeah,
friends.
I think that's important. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I like that idea.
and because you've got another 6 or 8 people that you've expanded, there's going to be some overlaps in those groups, or there's going to be some people that know some people, and those there may be those kind of interactions that happen too. And
Yeah. You ever
introductions
see that
happen.
notice that on Facebook? All of a sudden you'll have a friend on Facebook and it'll say 2 mutual friends.
Yeah,
And you go,
who
who
are
the
the
hell
mu-
now?
and-
Then
and
you
you-
click out and it's like somebody that you're in this other part of your world.
Yeah, or they'll say 2 mutual friends, and look at it, and I go, I don't know these fucking people. Who are these people? Do you ever have that happen?
Where I didn't know the mutual friend.
Yeah. There's just some sort of
Well, no,
weird
if they're a
connection
mutual friend,
somewhere.
then you have to have friended them at some point on
well,
Facebook.
just because you friend somebody, what I've done is I've friended people that I didn't know.
Who wanted to friend you?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know, because I want to be liked. I want to be liked, Carl.
Is that it, Michael?
Yeah, I can't stand rejection.
Yeah.
I
So
want people,
anybody
I want
pretty
people
much
to like me.
anybody that goes and does a friend request is pretty much in on your thing, huh?
They were, until I started getting all kinds of weird shit. Now I've got to try and figure out.
I
who
think
to
everybody did that
defriend.
in the beginning of
Diggy,
Facebook,
diggy,
which
diggy,
made
diggy.
Facebook so popular.
Yeah.
In the beginning, everybody just did that.
Yeah.
And then now I think people are like,
Do you defriend somebody? What if that person is fragile? And
Yeah,
you
I don't
defriend
really
them, and that's
defriend
the
them.
thing. That's the thing that you push them over the edge, and all of a
That's it.
sudden you find out from some of your other mutual friends that you really don't know that person.
have
off
you ever done that
themselves.
where you went and checked in on someone's Facebook page and you realized you had been friends and they defriended you?
No. Have you
that-
done that?
I had one.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did they defriend you?
I don't know. I didn't ask them.
Oh, you should ask them.
I'm not that good of friends with them.
There you go. That's why they defriended.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah. They just didn't want to listen to your bullshit anymore.
I think there was a divorce. It was a divorce thing.
Oh, yeah. And
And
divorces, you always got to pick one
You
person
got to
or the
pick.
other.
Yeah,
you
I
really
think
got to
I
pick.
think that's what happened on that situation.
Isn't that
but-
weird? That's the weird thing about divorces, especially if it's couples you've known for a long time.
Right.
You're put in a position to make a decision one way or the other. You really, I'm thinking about one couple in particular that we had known and raised our kids together, and we picked, one or the other, and we picked one. And,
Why do you have
and
to
then-
pick one or the other? Because it's too hard to do both.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah, because it's
I
hard,
think
but
I think
it's
it's-
uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If the other person, one of the people that's divorced know that you're actively involved with the other person too, they start to go.
Don't you
well,
find
know,
that the divorced couple picks more than you pick?
I think that's part of what this was too.
It's not.
Yeah.
You don't have as much picking as you think.
Yeah.
In a way, the divorced couple picks.
Yeah.
And, well, that's
it
what happened
spoils a war.
with me. Yeah.
It spoils a war, I guess, or you go. I don't know. It's kind of like when Rod and I busted up the business.
Yeah.
Dividing work was real easy because these were his clients, these were the clients, So
Right.
kind of
The hard part was friends.
Nah, we really didn't have any common friends.
No.
No.
Well, there's a sign.
No. Well.
Don't
Yeah.
you
No.
think?
We really didn't have any outside of work. We had no interaction whatsoever. Really, it was kind of. But we got along fine for a while.
Getting back to your dating idea or the dating
Yeah.
app, here's the thing I don't understand about the dating app. Because the dating app is the premise is, right, like you said, you got 97% match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I look at my marriage and marriages of people that I know for a long time. There's a lot of opposite there,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know how that gets factored into that.
Well, see, I
if
think
you got someone who's a 97% match, then you really don't have
Well, I
much
think
opposite.
a computer works more on likenesses
Yeah.
than not.
Just
And I
because
think-
you like baseball and your wife likes baseball.
Yeah, and see, I think friends and actual human beings,
yeah.
they work on for lack of a better term, a hunch, or just a feeling?
There's an
no
element
feelings
of
with
mystery to
computers.
this thing.
There's a yeah.
No,
there's-
I hear of some
Yeah.
fantastic success stories
Yeah.
of marriages that are on 20.
Yeah.
I believe the statistic is now that 20% of marriages happen from meeting online.
And do they divorce at the same
we don't know.
rate
The number
everybody
hasn't-
else?
it's not been enough
Well, we
time.
don't want that number yet.
I don't think we can get that number yet.
Yeah.
It's not been enough years on the data
Yeah.
on that. It'll probably come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know how you factor that in.
I don't know.
When you met Anita, I mean, did you?
Best friend.
When did you? How soon did you have that something there beyond the other girlfriends?
Almost immediately.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, it
I
was
had a
just-
thing.
it
There
was
was this
like- it
thing.
was-
It's like
yeah.
I knew in a way.
Yeah.
It was almost like a recognition.
Yeah, and I think that's
So-
what I'm trying to get back into. It is that kind of weird human element, and you can't mechanize that. You can't.
At least not
you
yet.
Can't. Yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, I think that's going to be real hard to mechanize,
Yeah.
because each one of those people around the circle would know that individual in a different way, and that's what those little 2 or 3 minute interviews are. Is that kind of thing.
So there's a guy named Harville Hendrix who has written a lot of couple books. I
Yeah.
can't remember off the top of my name his book, but look up Harville Hendrix.
Mm-hmm.
He's really big on that. So here's his thing on marriage. He says that you marry the person that you marry, the thing that you want most from them
Yeah.
is the thing that they're least likely to be able to give you. And that marriage is, in a sense,
Some
a
sort of
spiritual
masochistic
growth.
thing.
No, it's almost like you're almost there for each other, in other words. So
Yeah.
the thing you want most from Anita, she's least able to give you. So she has to develop that in herself. And a successful marriage will develop that in herself, as you will. The thing Anita wants from you is the thing you're least able to give.
Oh, that's
so,
an
and
interesting
so this
idea.
marriage is a constant development to be able to develop the individual in areas where they're the weakest.
Huh. I buy that.
What do you think about that? You buy that?
Yeah. It's either a constant development or not.
And that's why the
Yeah.
quote unquote marriage is so hard,
Yeah.
because what it asks of you is to develop that thing that you're least able to give, at least that is least developed in you.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, I don't know why, we wouldn't be attracted to someone who has the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why is it that what we want from them is the thing they're least able to give? Why isn't it the most? You know, in other words, so there's a marriage is in a sense an agreement between two individuals, and it's not even conscious, to develop each other. You know,
That's an interesting idea, because you'd think you're getting
you would think you're getting the person the
yeah,
most able to give.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So, you know, I know. And again,
Well,
I've never
now
done
let
this
me
dating
ask you,
service.
I wonder if that's the case. If when you first get together and you get that spark, you kind of sense what that other person wants, and that's what you're baiting the hook with. Mm-hmm. Only to change the bait.
I don't know. You know, I used to joke and still kind of do. Oh, well, I used to say, between Suzanne and I, we make one great human being.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because she had all the things that I didn't have, and I have all the things she doesn't have, and it drives us crazy that the other one doesn't have the things that we
Yeah.
already have, and that's where we run into problems. Is
Yeah.
not accepting the fact
Yeah.
that this person doesn't have these.
No, I'd say Nita and I are the exact same way.
So both
So
of
that's
us,
an opposites kind
yeah.
of thing.
So Anita and Suzanne would not have been a 97% match on Match.com.
No.
They
not
would have
at
been
all.
a 27%
Yeah,
match or
yeah,
something.
Not at all. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe you tell your kids, go look for the ones where you have 15% match.
Yeah.
Maybe go on a date with them.
Yeah, but how do you do that? That's one of those happenstance kind of things. You don't go.
I don't know.
Hey, it's. I don't know. I don't know how you do that.
I think, yeah. And I don't know, does everybody do that? Does everybody do that? Some marriages, they say that, they're like my best friend. It's like
Yeah.
they got all the same common things. I just
Yeah.
never had
Oh,
that. We've both had to
Well,
work.
that's a different kind of relationship.
It is? What is that?
where everybody they got the exact same stuff. They're tracking like that.
Yeah.
That's a totally different kind of thing than what you're talking about. You and Suzanne and what Nita and I have. It's totally
So
different. kind of-
let me ask some tough questions then.
Okay.
So did we? If we picked someone that had 25% match, was that poor human judgment on our parts?
No. No, because I go with my gut on that.
Yeah.
That was a gut thing for me. And Nita both. It was a gut thing.
So you just felt it
Yeah.
in your gut.
Yeah.
This was the right person for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that.
So there was an
And
intuitive thing.
Well, but see, here's the other part of the deal. And then the kids are looking for that same kind of gut thing to happen to them, and it hasn't really.
Because they're going out with 97% matches.
They're going out with 97%.
So if the person is at a 97% match, then it would go against what Harville Hendricks says, that they have the thing you want most from them is the thing they're least developed. If that is truly what we're looking for in a mate, then the 97% wouldn't work.
So if you walk into a party and you look around the room, you survey the room and you go, I'm really attracted to her and her and her, but not these three over here. Which one should you go to?
And why is
the
that
three that you're not attracted to?
Why is that attraction there? I mean, you don't know.
It's
you don't know that they
it's a
don't
phys-
have.
it's a
you don't
visual
know.
thing.
All right.
It's
but
a
you,
visual thing.
But you don't know
No.
that they don't.
No.
The thing you want from them is the thing they're
No.
least likely able to give you.
No,
You
no,
don't
no.
know that.
No.
Right?
No.
So
It's
is
a
it
visual
an energy thing. Is it an
It's-
energy thing where you're at a certain vibration? I mean, what? It's. I know
There's
it's
some
visual.
of that. There's some of that visual aspect of it, and if you, there's a visual aspect of it, and then they may do a visual aspect. But if you're somehow able to lock eyes,
Yes.
that's where the spark thing I think starts to happen.
Definitely happens in the
You
eyes.
need to be able to look into that person and if you can hold their gaze, and they look at you, and you're able to do that for an extended period of time. I know that happened with Nita and I. It was creepy as shit.
What are you
But
saying? We were at a
just
party. Where were
sit
you
there.
at?
No. After our first date, we just sat there and looked at each other.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I think
Wait,
about
you
it
weren't
now.
talking?
No. Uh-uh.
You just sat there looking at
Yeah,
each other.
yeah. But I think that there's that way you absorb. I don't know. It's one of those things. Do you absorb something about that person just by looking at them?
You know,
think
I
so.
remember I was at a party a friend was having, and it was one of those things where our eyes met, and
Yeah.
there was something there, and
Yeah.
I just tried to, I didn't. When Suzanne came along, I was like at the one time in my life I was not looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I just had broken up with somebody. I needed a break. I was busy doing this comedy thing.
But that's the thing. Same thing with
Right.
Nita. I was not looking for anybody.
Right. But it was like the one time I wasn't
Yeah.
looking for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Previous to that, I was looking for the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the one time where I'm not looking for it is when that happened,
Yeah.
which is kind of odd too.
Yeah.
So you guys just sat there quiet in a,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is she was a smoker. If somebody at that point in my life, if there was a girl, I saw a girl and she was like the most beautiful thing on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And then I saw her light up a cigarette. That's it.
So
was an
you
immediate
overcame
turn on.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't even a consideration.
Not even, but it was in your mind previous to that
Yes.
moment.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So she smoked and you didn't.
Yeah.
Here, can I light
And
that for you?
Yeah,
I mean,
and she quit smoking a couple 3 weeks later.
really?
Yeah, and that was really nasty because every morning we'd get up
What?
and change the sheets because she had sweated out nicotine the night before, and it was weird.
Wow.
And there was a
Interesting.
certain period of time in there she had to sweat the nicotine out, and it was
When she quit, she started
Yeah.
to sweat the nicotine
Yeah.
out.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Now we were sleeping in separate beds.
Of course,
Yes.
with one foot on the floor.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Separate bedrooms, separate beds.
Wow, interesting. 3 weeks later,
Bullshit.
huh? 3 weeks later?
Well, 3-4 weeks. I'm sure she'd hear this and she goes, "No, it was
yeah. We took a more
27 days or
we took a
something."
more
it was-
circuitous route.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
went out on a date and then didn't see each other at all for several months. It's just kind of
Well, that happened to us. We went out on a date, and some friends hooked us up, and we went out and we saw this movie. It was an Ingrid Bergman film, which was kind of
Yeah.
weird to begin. And before we went, we got loaded, so we were
Right.
sitting there high,
Watching Ingrid Bergman.
trying to grasp this weirdness.
This is your first date?
Yes, about this lady and her nightmares.
Oh.
And I was going, whoa, 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 and so
Yeah, 'cause he's hard enough to figure out.
Yeah, did not
high.
ask her back out for, I don't know, several weeks, and then a mutual friend called up and said, I think you ought to ask her out again. I go, no, man, Rick, I don't want to ask her out again. He goes, no, I think she really would like to go out with you, and I thought, okay, fine, and then that was it. After that, it was just like.
Our first date was took her to Casablanca. She had never seen it, and it was playing at the Highland Park Theater there, like one of those late shows, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, but then we didn't see each other, and then she'd be on. I had a roommate, and he'd be on the phone talking for about 45 minutes with somebody, and then he would say it's for you, and it was her. She's and
she's working the back seams.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And I would talk for like 5 minutes. And like I say, I wasn't looking for something at that point.
But I think that's a key part of it too. But I do think the personal spark and there's certain things that happen in relationships. I'm not saying.
So why does somebody have? Some people have
it.
so trouble finding somebody. They just don't run into it.
Well,
I mean, you got to put yourself out there. You can't be at home the whole time.
Well, I'm
and you could argue that doing the dating thing is putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
the dating app.
I think now, why those kids today?
Yeah.
Those kids, they place too much emphasis and trust, for lack of a better word, in technology in these websites. And I think that's absolutely. And I think
they were
complete bullshit.
spinsters, to use a word from the past.
Sure.
There was always a sister that never got married.
Sure, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
today.
Mainstream kind of shit. And they don't have that mainstream experience like we used to have. They keep pecking away with their little.
You're not going to
phones and
find
shit.
a girlfriend playing Xbox all day.
No. And that was another thing. One of Zoe's, these guys that she was dating,
they play Xbox all day.
And they were. She got out on several dates and really liked him, and they were supposed to go out on a Friday night, and he goes, I'm going to have to cancel that date. He says, I'm getting the new Xbox or whatever it is in the mail today, and I want to stay home and play games. Next. I mean,
yeah.
come
If you get blown off for an Xbox game, you are not quite there.
Yeah, and that's why what I'm saying is that this guy, it's more important to do that than try and develop any kind of relationship. Of course, he may have already said, he didn't want to go out with it. He's looking for an excuse, and that happens on both sides. So,
right.
Anyway.
I noticed the young kids today, they're all wearing beards and stuff. My theory is they just don't like to shave because they're playing Xbox all day.
Okay, we're way
coming
over
near
our
towards
allotted time.
Are we getting to the end?
Oh, now we're way over.
Are we?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're
I
like
was
an hour
enjoying
and
this
15.
conversation.
Yeah. It's a good one, but remember, make those cash payments to Carl and Mike.
For the Carl and Mike dating app.
We'll meet you. You email us. We'll figure out a parking lot where we can make the transfer.
Or, call us for consulting.
Yeah. Okay.
Deeper on this.
I'm going to do a reading now.
A reading. There's a reading by Michael.
Yes.
From the book of...
The Book of Duluth.
Duluth Trading Company.
Okay, this is for their big-ass brick of soap. And here's the headline on here. Shit, shower, and shave, okay?
This is for the ad for a soap.
Yeah, in their catalog.
Big ads. Okay.
Big-ass brick of soap.
Okay.
Is 3x larger than a chick's soap. Smells like a man's soap should. Duke Cannon doesn't care much for small dogs, apple teenies, or shows about singing and dancing. He's not the most interesting man in the world, but he once bowled a 260. Yeah. And he can fix damn near anything. This is his soap, okay? And it's got 4 different scents. The first one, Victory, smells like freshly mowed lawn. That's good. Accomplishment, it's a whiff.
The soap is named Accomplishment?
Yeah, the bar Accomplishment has got just a whiff of fine scotch. Productivity is mint, and this is my favorite, Naval Supremacy.
Naval Supremacy, yes.
Ocean.
Yes.
I'm going to get some of this soap.
Are you?
I mean,
this
could
copywriter?
This is some good copy.
This is good
design,
copy.
too.
Let me see
but
that.
How
Shit,
could
shower,
you not,
shave, big ass brick of soap.
How could you not have a big-ass brick of soap that's called Naval Supremacy?
I agree, but I love to me the best line is subhead. Big ass brick of soap is 3 times larger than chick soap.
Yeah, chick
Yeah,
soap.
because
don't
you
want
wanna
that little
have
chick soap. And that's what you needed to buy some of this soap at these farts and laugh sales. And I'll be with her sometimes, but don't tell anybody. And I like the scent of them, and they're decent sized bars, but they've got like oatmeal or something in them. So I'm picking oatmeal chunks out of my crack, and I got to soap up. I got to soap up the wash rag a couple of times. It pisses out halfway through the wash thing, and so
So you need
I
a big-ass brick of
I need a
soap.
big ass brick of soap.
There you are.
Victory.
Once again, our good friends
Naval
at Duluth
supremacy,
Trading
yes,
Company
Duluth.
coming
And
through
you
with the
gotta-
copy.
Oh,
That
did
is
you
really
get-
good copyright.
did you
I
get
would
that-
love to work on that
Is
account.
that YouTube? Are we going to post that
Yes.
Okay.
Which one is that?
with the guy?
Oh, yes. We have thank you to, God, was Art Gardenfunkel
Yeah, Art Garden
from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Gave us a little video review.
Yeah, you got to see this. It'll be on Facebook or
We'll put it on our
website or
Facebook
something,
page.
someplace.
Carl and Mike.
Yeah, and
Facebook.
can we post that on our YouTube page too? Can we do that?
It's
Can you
already
post
on.
something?
I think he's posted on YouTube. I don't know if we can post it
Oh,
on
you can't
YouTube.
double post?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah, well, whatever. We're still trying to figure this out. But anyway, he is now a full board Duluth fan.
Yeah.
He was talking about stuff that I hadn't looked at, and he was talking about the overalls with the elastic
Right.
straps.
Are you
I'm
wearing
probably going to have to. I'm wearing my
Duluth shirt now?
ballroom jeans.
Are you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I love these things. I love them.
Well, there you go. Thanks for another episode coming to a conclusion. Thanks for listening to Carl and Mike.
Yes.
As always, give us out a Twitter at Carl and Mike. We're on Pinterest, Carl and Mike. We're on Facebook, Carl and Mike. And, of course, our website, carlandmike.net.
And when you order something from Duluth online, or call them up and tell them you heard from us. And if you can get hold of Scott DeRuyter, DeRuyter, call him. He's their marketing manager. Tell him you like his shit.
And you heard right here at carlandmike.net. All right. Have a great one, everyone.
Peace.
Out.